Hello, Parley, for today. I've got the date is whatever, November the 6th, I think. 5th. I can't remember. But, right, anyway, it is Saturday, and I'm going to head down to the boat dock. I've done something really stupid. I left my wellies at the boat dock last night. I used my wellies to get to the boat dock because the island was flooded. Yeah, and now it's flooded. I'm going to get to the boat dock. Don't really know how I'm going to do this. So, yeah, I thought it'd be more fun for you to watch me trying to get across the saltwater sump that is my island at the moment. One of the good things about this is that it's a fantastic way to store CO2, apparently, saltwater mine. But I don't think that I really want to live in one. And to be honest, there's mangroves that end for a kilometre that way. So, you know, we're doing enough. We're doing enough here. I feel nice. So I'm gonna get this little section here in my trainers, in my trainees. Okay, that worked. So here's the walkway that Ishmael and Narino was working on today. It's looking pretty good. It's going to get you over the water. Also, some really good news as well. Ishmael's motor will pick up on Monday, so we can start transporting soil to build it up on Monday. Also mean we're going to go to Amarante on the mainland and on over to Changanola as well. Actually, this isn't too bad considering the amount that the island was flooded today. I mean, I don't want to over egg the pudding. This area isn't flooded at all. There's a helicopter landing pad there. Did you know I had one of them? I didn't put it in. I think Ben Fogel used it to arrive here on a helicopter once. Chris Neal says howdy. Graham, Adam says, have you got your insect coils before your feet get too muddy? Yes, and I've got my lighter with me in my backpack here. I've got some more beers. And my hammock is already there. So, but yeah, so this end of the ice is relatively dry. We had an epic high tide today, but this is not covered in water. When people talk about the island, I don't want to make it sound like the island is going underwater, because it's not. It's just specific areas that are flooded. So you can see here that area there is flooded, and walking over to the boat dock here, you can see there I now have to traverse various bits of is also flooded. So it's not the whole place. So when we get soil in, I mean, eventually we are going to have to build the whole place. Let's not be naive about this. Global to stay. It's not going away, and sea levels are just going to rise and rise. It's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. But yeah, these tides yesterday and today, they've been pretty bad, but not as bad as they were last month. Last month they got really high, like insanely high. So hopefully tomorrow we have another high tide, but it won't be too bad. Hey Ishmael, how you doing, man? Are you just waiting for Leo's gonna come pick you up, or? My daddy. Oh, your dad? Okay. Cool, man. Cool. Is this him? No. Oh, okay. Okay. Right. I've kind of forgotten how to hammock here. There we go. Try not to sit down on the hammock. One thing I was to say, have you got a spare camera you can leave running for a couple of hours as high tide comes in to make a time lapse? Yes, I actually did that I did that yesterday with my high definition 4K camera, but it turned off because it ran out of power, and it didn't save the file. So I've got the file on my laptop, but I probably need to do a recovery program on it or something, because it hasn't got the correct headers, whatever it is that it needs for it to work properly. It's a bit annoying. Yeah, what can you do? So yeah, I did it again today, but I left it a bit too late, so I didn't actually get started until a lot of water had already come up. So I'll charge my camera tonight, and then hopefully tomorrow should be good. The connection. Oh, I spent about 2 hours today in a cupboard, like Harry Potter, except it wasn't under the stairs, and I needed to get 3 wires to connect to 1 wire, and all I had was those little plastic blocks with the screws in that you. It was an absolute freaking nightmare. So I had 2 wires coming in to 1 wire, and then that wire going into another, which joined up with the third, and then that joined up to 1 wire that went downstairs, and it just all kept coming apart. There's a specific little bit of kit that I need that allows 3 wires to be put into something. Well, 6 actually, not 3 in each, and then 2 come out the other side. That's what I need. So I showed a picture of what I need to Ishmael, and he was like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. We can get that sorted." So yeah, all good. It's all good, my friends. So yeah, good news about Ishmael's motor, which means that for the next, at least for the next week and a half while I'm here, getting around should be noticeably cheaper because we have to hire a boat. So all that's left to say really is, well, yeah, let's talk politics. Do you want to talk politics? Do you want to talk People are saying that Boris Johnson's going to like resign or leave or something. I think they're wrong. I think that's just wishful thinking. I think Boris Johnson, he is an evil sack of shit, as you know. But also, for the Tory party, he is the goose that like lays the golden eggs. There is no other person waiting in the wings who will be as popular as him and be able to get away with the shit that he gets away with. Do you know what I mean? Know what I mean? Super Tansky put on Twitter today that if Gove got it, then the Tories don't have a chance in the next election. Or if those who's the horrible cylinder woman? Evil Pingu, Priti Patel. If Priti Patel gets it, then we're totally FUCK'd. Or if Dominic Raab, Alan Bastard in the flesh, gets it, or maybe even if Rishi Sunak gets it, we're in a lot of trouble. But I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, yeah, Gove, like he'll tank he'll tank the Tory party because he's an eminently unlikable character. But would Priti Patel charge get very far before she's stabbed in the back by her own? I don't think she would. And she's just horrible. She's got no redeeming qualities about her at all. She's just evil. She's a snake. She's a talking snake woman. And the thing is, like, she just doesn't warm to anyone. She just comes across as a complete horrible person. Don't want to use sexist language. So yeah, thing is, 40% of the country would vote for Tubalard with a blue rosette. Well, exactly, Adam. Exactly. What we need is the 60% to get together as a progressive alliance, oust the Tories. But they don't want to do that because you want to give people the option to vote for their party, even though they know they're not going to win. So the Lib Dems, they field paper candidates. They're called paper candidates. I know, I've been one. And they say to you, you're not going to win, but we just want to give Liberal Democrats in the area an opportunity to vote for you. That's lovely in a very Labour stronghold like Liverpool, but in the Cotswolds, just decide amongst yourselves who's got the better chance and step aside. Same with the Greens. Is the weather nice there? Asked Sarah Williams. Yes, it is, Sarah. Look at this. What a beautiful sunset going on at the moment. The sun is going down. It's a little bit windy here on the boat dock, but I'm liking that because it keeps things cool. Been a hot day today. But yeah, I was in this cupboard trying to sort out this wiring with the wrong things. There's nothing worse than trying to do a job with the wrong tools. I know a bad workman always plays tools, but like when you don't have the right tools for or the right kit for a job, and you're trying to bodge something together with substandard shit, it can be very frustrating. Anyway, so I spent 2 hours in this cupboard, covered in sawdust, and I was sweating, and there was ants in there, and we have fire ants here. This might put you off coming to the island, but you know they're not that prevalent, and you can't just spray them with anything really, and it kills them. They're quite easy to get rid of, but they're fire ants because when you touch them, it's like touching something that's on fire. And they don't have to be alive. They're not biting you. It's just the actual ant itself. It secretes some kind of toxin or something. I don't know. So they can be dead, and you can accidentally put your hand on them, and it will still absolutely kill. The PM job is now poison chalice. The country is fucked. Next PM will shoulder the blame. Well, yeah, I hope so. But I don't see the Tory party getting rid of Boris Johnson, Spaffer, bastard, Alex de Pfeffel, twat. I can't see them getting rid of him because he has managed to lead the party for COVID. He's managed to lead, through lead the party for COVID. That sounds like he did something good. No, he has managed to somehow make it so that the people of the country have gone, oh yeah, 160,000 people dead. That's okay. That's normal, isn't it? That's a normal day on normal island, right? So he's got that. And then he prorogued Parliament. He got away with that. Like Queen got away with that. He tore up the report on Priti Patel bullying, pay out over, what was it, £400,000 of British taxpayers' money to the civil servant that she bullied out of his job. He has presided over an immense amount of sleaze, dodgy dealings, especially with the PPE contracts. £37 billion. £37 billion. 37,000 million pounds. He spaffed up the wall on this bullshit test and trace service that never even worked. And yet, still 40% in the polls, mate. As Adam Fink just said. So, see a blue rosette. Oh, right. So it isn't freezing and raining. No, Sarah, quite the opposite. It's not raining, and it's certainly not freezing. It's beautiful out here in Bogus. The nice warm breeze coming off the water. Plants are swaying there. Got me little dog over there. That's Pickle. 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 Come and say hello to everyone. Come over here. I see you. Come on. Pickle. Pickle. Oh, she's eating a full. You alright, Pickle? We have a dog called Pickle. We have a cat called Mustafa. We have 2 ducks called Donald and Daffy. And we have about, oh God, I lost count. We have about 19 chickens on the island, none of whom lay eggs, which is really irritating. Do some more eggs if they would be so kind. If you would be so, lay some fucking eggs. Hello, Graham, says Duke Vengeance. Hello, Duke. How are you doing today? Adam says, but you've got to factor in the significant percentage who don't vote at all. Politics is boring. They're all as bad as each other. Why don't I factor them in? I was talking about 40% of the electorate. I don't care about people who don't vote. Listen, you can't make people do what they don't want to do in a democracy. And it's. I think we have this kind of concept in the UK. Sorry, I'm not having a go at you here, Adam. I'm not like trying to be a dick, but we have this attitude that if only those people who don't vote would vote, then they'll obviously vote for the parties we want them to. They don't. Actually, to be honest with you, having spent some time in Australia, lived there for a few years, where voting is compulsory, and the Liberals, the Liberal Party, they're not Liberals, they're actually hardline conservative, coal-loving lunatics who love their shit fuckery. They consistently get voted in. Compulsory voting, you have to have a good excuse to not vote. And the right-wing party gets voted in. Maybe because the people who don't give a shit about politics will just vote for whoever because they don't give a shit about politics. So I used to think that it would be great if everyone was forced to vote because, you know, people died to the right to vote and everything. But I'm also thinking now that just like people died for the right not to wear a poppy, people also died for them to bother voting. It's a choice, you know? I'd rather people who are uninformed and didn't give a shit about politics just didn't get involved. Because in the Brexit referendum, 1 million people who had never voted before in their lives voted for Brexit. Yeah. Hello, Bill, says Gwyneth. Hi, Gwyneth. So, yeah. I don't know. I think we want to feel like the tide is turning, don't we? We want that to be the case, don't we? But I'm just not sure it is. I'm just not sure it is. By the way, I'm really sorry for not jumping on Discord last night. If anyone was there, thinking I was going to turn up. Basically, I was out and I did this quick little parlay. Then it got dark and there were people there and I hadn't seen them for a long time, like a few years. And we got chatting and I would feel a bit rude saying, excuse me, I'm going to go and talk to my friends on the internet for a bit. Bye. Seeing I hadn't seen them for a few years and they were kind of interested in what I was doing here on the island. And also I found out that Robert and Jules, who used to run the chocolate farm that I used to go to all the time when I had visitors here, I'll say, let's go to a chocolate farm because it's only around the corner. They've sold the chocolate farm a couple of years ago, which I knew, but they've actually moved CJ and Jessica's old place, which is just over the water. For me, I can paddle over there. So I said I'll drop in the week, go over a couple of beers and say hello. So yeah, that was nice seeing them again. I didn't fall out with everybody here. I fell out with a few people here. And since I left, I've tried to mend a few bridges because, you know, life's too short. But yeah, it did really upset me that so many people here, like American retirees, who you would have thought of as like, you know, hippies, nomads kind of people who we've got this concept. A lot of people don't spend any time on the water. They got this, and I did as well, to be honest with you, before I went traveling around the world. I had this concept that people with yachts were always like rich, you know, Duran types, you know, just loads of money. Hey, I've got a yacht. But actually, the reality is that a lot of people who live on the water, they're no different from people who live in caravans or people who live on the canals in Liverpool in the UK. They just go about their business and they live in a little tiny living space with their partner, and they bob up and down in the ocean. I mean, these yachts, when you get inside, they're tiny. They're absolutely tiny. You can barely put your head up, you know. And so, you know, if you're 6 foot tall, I don't think the sailing life is. But I can't expect older people who are nomadic and traveling on boats and all this kind of stuff. I get this kind of like, you know, Johnny Depp in Chocolat kind of idea in my head and think, oh yeah, well, you know, they'll be progressive and liberal and, you know, live and let live. And then loads of them said they were going to vote for Trump. And it felt like real. It felt like, yeah, especially with what's going on with climate change and everything. That was 4 years wasted, wasn't it? Something. Is that whataboutism? I can't see Adam because the word restream is over your comment. Devil's advocate counter to progressive alliance concept. The majority of non-voters are passively okay with the status quo. No, because I'm not against the progressive alliance. I think we should have a progressive alliance. I don't think that the people who don't bother voting are people that we need to get on board. You don't really win an election by like convincing people that to change someone's mind takes a long freaking time, or like a significant life event. It's really, really hard to change people's minds on anything, not just politics, but just anything. It's really hard to change people's minds. And the way you win elections is not by changing minds, it's by getting your team out. You know, that's what they did in Georgia when the Democrats won 2 Senate races last year. They got their team out more than the Republicans. That's why the Republicans and the Tories are so hell bent on creating problems and issues for people wanting to vote. They want to make it difficult for people who want to vote. Morning, says Baerbag. But if Progressive Alliance actually gains traction, then Murdoch will start rallying the troops and push the white van men to vote Tory in even greater numbers. I'm sure he will, but Murdoch's power could be curtailed by the internet. If we about it, the problem is all the money people are on the other side, are on our side. They're all skint. No one's got any money to plow into this kind of shit. The only person who does, seemingly, is George Soros, and he gets loads of shit for pumping money into things like Open Britain and stuff. But the reality is, most of the funding for mad political ideas, whatever they might be, usually come from right wingers who want to go on not paying tax or getting away with murder or whatever it is that they wanted. But we could have the Tory press on the ropes. We really could have the Tory press on the ropes, doing some of the stunts that Extinction Rebellion last year, where they blocked the printing presses. I mean, that's a really simple thing to do. Just turn up with a lorry, put it in the way of the gate. Nothing gets in, nothing gets out. That's it. Just get out the lorry, walk off. Okay, you might lose your lorry, but if someone had 50 grand to put down, you could do that. And you could do that every fucking day until the Murdoch press was no more, until you killed it, until you snuffed it out. It went for a week breathing the fresh, clean air of not reading the bloody Sun newspaper. Right? Why would they go back? And then there's that other side of it that we need to get smarter how we use social media. Now, look, I'm no genius when it comes to social media, obviously, as anyone watching shows will know. I don't think I am. I would like someone who is a genius on social media, with social media, to help me provide, I can provide the content, they can provide the social media savvy that I lack. I'm very much in what the Oracle had written above a cave in Delphi in ancient Greece, which was know thyself. Know what you're good at, know what you're shit at, and try with that. But Labour and social media, Oracle. And what we need, like Bylines Times, I love it, right? It's great. It's some quality investigative journalism. It's fantastic. But it's also, it comes across, and Marcus and I talked about this quite a lot when he was on the island. It comes across as quite elitist. It comes across, you see, the people who they get to present stuff, they ain't got regional accents, mate. They all speak the Queen's English. Oh, very much. we present panel shows on BBC4. And I don't think that's very helpful. I would like to see more voices on there. So I'd like to see Labour making more of social media. I'd like to see more regional voices on Bylines TV. And also, I would love to see a tabloid, a screaming, honking, terrible, abusive, nasty, shitty tabloid style website, based on a tab newspaper that's left wing. Imagine the headlines last week that you could have, if you had a tabloid, a left wing tabloid, not like the Mirror, because that doesn't really go for the. You want something that goes for the gut. Do you know what I mean? Something that really stabs it in. So just call him Spaffer. Spaffer fucks it up again. Imagine a headline with corrupt, evil little shit, and just really go after them. Like, really be quite visible in your attack, in the same way that tabloids, the right-wing tabloids, of which there are plenty, are visible in their attacks, politicians. So I'm thinking, like, if you subscribe to Sutansky on TikTok, and you really should be, or on Twitter, she does some absolutely fantastic vitriolic videos. We need that in the form of an article sent to your mates that says Boris Johnson fucks it up again. Boris Johnson fucks Britain. Boris Johnson, all this stuff about how he has ruined the place. We're just summed up in a headline that uses the word fuck in it. So when you put it on your grandmother's timeline, she's like, oh, it tastes fuck, oh, yeah, and you're like, well, he has done though, hasn't he? I ain't feeling too great, to be honest, Graham. I'm gonna have an early night, so I won't be on late tonight. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Duke. I've had a bit of a shit day as well today. I've had some bad news in the family, so yeah. Take care of yourself, mate, and we'll see you tomorrow if you feel like tuning in. Bayerberg says Richmond near in London, multi-million-pound mansions on the Thames next to houseboats. Contrasts are everywhere. Yeah. But no, I was just expecting, like, the gypsies of the seas, which is how I look at people who live on sailboats these days, to be more progressive. A lot of them are. Don't get me wrong. Not all of them voted for Trump, but just so many. And I had this sort of fucking row with them and just saying, look, he is gonna look at this place. Nearly everywhere here is just above sea level. I mean, look at the land over there, right? You see that land, right? You see the land over there? How much above sea level that is? Can you see the mountains? Because I fucking can't. If the sea level rises a meters, that's it. That whole town is gone. That whole island is gone. My island's gone. And they voted for someone who doesn't believe in climate change, and they live here. You wouldn't do anything about climate change for another. Knew there'll be nothing about climate change for 4 years, and they live here in a place where we are at the forefront of climate change, because when we have a king tide, which used to happen once every few years, now it happens once a month. By once, I mean it will happen on 3 days of the month, because that's just the way tides work. Then the tides will go down. So we're going to have another high tide tomorrow in the afternoon, and then after that, the tides will start ebbing away. By Any Means Necessary is now a brilliant channel. I've not seen that, Gwyneth. I'll have to check that out. But yeah, I just wish. For people who are sort of social media savvy on our side, and I'm really trying to make this very clear. I'm not very good at social media. I should be better, considering what I've done and what I've achieved in my life. I really shouldn't be struggling to pay the rent. But yeah, the lack of social media savvy people on our side is quite I don't know. It's quite you know, debilitating. You know. Um, so true. He's epic, says Nico. Hi, Nico. How you doing, mate? Good news, Nico. I just said that you may have missed it at the beginning of the show because I was walking across the swamp. That used to be my island. Now it's not that bad. But I was walking across and I mentioned that Ishmael's found the motor that's available on Monday. So we're going to go to Amarante on Monday and go get his motor. We're also going to go and get a sewing machine for Domelina because she really wants a sewing machine. It's a little gift for her to say thank you for looking after us while we've been on the island. And sending the kids over with food now and again, just random food deliveries, which have been fantastic. But yeah, so we'll do that, and there's a few bits and bobs that we need for the island to fix things up, but hopefully that's done. Ishmael's gone off to get some more wood. He's got some more some Laurel, which is going to be the boards on the walkway. And also he's going to get some glue because we ran out of glue this morning. Ishmael and I this morning, we were like, right, let's get these pipes glued together then. And yeah, we started gluing them and we're like, where's all the glue gone? So we need to get more glue. So Ishmael's brother Leo, who's a legend, he went over to Amarante today, and brought some more glue. So we've got some glue for our pipes. So we're going to glue all the coal pipes together, and then we're going to try and test run the hot pipe. I mean, if it starts spraying everywhere, scalding water goes into our eyes. No, it won't be funny. But yeah. Hi team, just tuned in. Yeah, it feels like a team. It feels like a real team. Like we've got the regulars who tune in each day, and then we've got Ishmael and Marcus still helping out behind the scenes, giving me a bit of advice now and again, what to do, what not to do. But yeah, so Monday our own motor. That means we have our own boat. Finally, we can really get cracking on moving soil over from Ishmael's farm, Ishmael's father's farm, to here, and we can get cracking on that. In fact, Ishmael's son has volunteered to do that for some money. Volunteered to do it for some money. But yeah, he said he'll do it, so I'm happy to pay him, go over there, fill up the boat with soil and bring it back over for the time being. And yeah, and what's really good about the soil, okay, is that Ishmael's saying you can just have it. Well, Ishmael's dad, Julian, he's just said we can have it. I was talking to someone last night, and they were saying they were paying $1 for a bag of soil because they have the same problem on their property. I mean, a lot of properties around here are similar to mine, so they're all like quite low level. These islands were created by the mangroves, so mangroves started to grow in shallow water, and then they eventually, over time, built up these islands around the archipelago, like mine. Yeah, there's a lot like this, and they told me it was $1 a bag, and I'm like, oh my god. I'm trying to do some calculations. I think they'll need probably for the whole island at least 50,000 bags, at least. So paying $1 a bag would be a bit insane. So if we get 100 bags for $20, because we're just paying for the time and the fuel. That'll be good. Is the soil compatible? Yeah, Nico, it's all the same. It's all the same. So, in fact, that's a really good question, actually. How much for the motor? The motor is $2,300. So, obviously, with the first $5,000 that went into £5,000 that went into the GoFundMe, that paid for fixing up the house, the plumbing, the electrics, the wood that we needed, tools that we needed to buy, and all that kind of stuff. So this next 5,000 that we're trying to go for, that will cover the cost of the motor and the soil that we need to bring over to get started. And I think the last I checked, I think we're on £5,800, which is great. So that means I've got about £1,000 towards the stuff that we need here. $1,000, sorry, it means we've got about $1,000 towards the stuff that we need for the island. Obviously, we're going to need a bit more than that eventually, but I've basically just on my credit card for now. I'm a very, very wishful thinking. But yeah, so I was able to transfer money from my bank account to Ishmael's brother's bank account. Ishmael doesn't, but his brother does. And I use TransferWise, which is now called Wise, which I've used in the past. And honestly, for moving currency from one country to the next, it's the best way to do it. It is by far the best way to do it. Like screw Western Union or anything else. Banks. Oh my God, banks. I went into a bank in Durham a couple of years ago to make a payment to my lawyer for the corporation tax that I had to pay on the island, which is about $500 a year. And I went to the bank, and the international banking specialist that I sat down and spoke to had never heard of Panama. Yes, that's right, ladies and gents. She had never heard of a Panama hat. She had never heard of the Panama Canal. She had never heard of the country of Panama. I had to show her where it was on the map, on Google Maps. Anyway, so hopefully we'll raise a little bit more over the coming days, because the treads are getting put down on the walkway, and it's going to be really great to put people's names in it. Had an interesting conversation with Ishmael just before I came. He was like, water's going to get in there and rot it. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's a point, isn't it? Because water will get into the grooves. I said, what about if I put spray paint? If I spray paint it and then go over it with the sander, so that in the little grooves it's painted and you'll be able to see them as well. And he said, yeah, that should work. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed your name won't rot the wood. Nico asked, is the soil compatible? Which is a really great question. This whole area is called Tierra Oscura, which means dark lands. So I live in the heart of the dark lands. And my island is slightly shaped like a heart. So I like to think that this is the heart of the dark lands. But it's not called the Darklands because Sauron lives here or nothing. It's called the Darklands because the soil is so dark. The soil is like black here. It's really, really dark soil. And that's the same kind of soil that we have across the archipelago and onto the mainland over there. It's really volcanic soil. It's really sulfuric soil. It's absolutely chock full of nutrients, and it's why things grow so fast and so well here. And yeah, if it wasn't for the salt, freaking water, the soil, it's not coming from miles away. It's literally coming from a farm. It's about a kilometre or so away. So it's all the same type of soil. I'm not mixing clay with sandy and all that kind of stuff. Thanks for coming and distracting from the silly games on Discord. Ooh, oh yes, because it's Discord night tonight, isn't it? I forgot about that. Couldn't you dredge some from the sea near? So yeah, to be honest with you, if we did that, it might run foul of the rules. I don't think it would, but we might have to check with the environmental agency if they were all right with us doing that. But it would make sense to dredge this area here where I am. You see, there's like a natural bay here. When we go out swimming, we just sort of stay in this little bay area. So you've got mangroves there and mangroves there. This is really shallow water. If you dived into that water, you'll get a face full of mud. It would be quite dangerous, actually. I remember at New Year once, I stripped off and jumped in the water, a little bit exuberant with the alcohol, and went, Happy New Year! Jumped into the water, landed on my arse on the mud. It was only about this deep. But yeah, it's soft mud. But yeah, actually, I think that if we dredge some of the soil out from here and put it on the island, A, it would be a good idea because it's a quick way of doing it. B, it would make swimming around here a bit easier because obviously the level of the soil of the ground would be lower. It's a bit annoying when you're trying to swim around, but like the water's only like not very deep, especially at low tide obviously. But yeah, so we're this is the best place to dredge from, because this is all this area with the mangroves on either side. It's all soil. It's all like what would you call it? Like it's just very fine dirt. But one of the other things that we need to do is to build a little wall along this side of the island. This is the windward side of the island. The leeward side, which is the southern side of the island, that doesn't get too much in the way of flooding, but this side really does, the north side. What we have on the island already is we have the pathways, the old pathways that go all the way around the island. And they are lined by stones, quite good stones either side. So what I'm thinking is we spend a few days getting a couple of stones. We get a couple of helpers over, a couple of workers, and we move all of those stones. We move them all over to this side of the island. We stack them up, and then we put cement between them, and then we build up behind them. So we're talking here inches. We're not talking like 7 foot, or then we need to make a wall or anything like that, but just enough to stop the tide from coming in from this side. So yeah. But the other thing, Nico, about dredging the water, to dredge the water, we need to buy a big pump, and we haven't got the money for a big pump. So at the moment, it's a cheaper endeavor to just bring soil over from Ishmael's dad's farm. But if we can get, if we had a few and we could buy a big pump, then yeah, we'll stick it in the ground and pump some of the soil out and use that, definitely. Just do it. She never heard of that couple who faked the husband's death. No, mate. No, Jeremy. She hadn't heard of the country of Panama. She had never heard of it before. I thought she was joking at first, but she wasn't. She had never heard of Panama. Just do it, said Nico. I like that. Also, these bloody fireworks upset my dog again. Why are they still set up? It's over. It was yesterday. It's done. The dredging, I mean. Yeah. No, I mean, Nico, I'd love to. Look, if there were loads of things I'd love to do with this place if I had the money. I mean, just this boat dock at the moment is in serious need of repair. Look at the crack in the wood. Look at the gap in the wood there. And you can see here, if I move my bag out the way, you can see more gaps here. This is where the wood has got really hot and old, and it's kind of because it's got the nails in, and it's tried to shrink, and it's just ripped itself apart. It all needs replacing. I'd love to build out from the boat dock, so there's an area where you can lie out on sun lounges, so you get a suntan on the water with the breeze and everything. I'd like to lift up the roof here. I'd like to lift up the roof and have a little area there for people to sleep in. Imagine there was another floor and some steps going up, and you could just sleep and you could look out over the water. And you've got this natural breeze coming in, so you have to worry about chicharras and stuff. It'll be fantastic. It'll be fantastic. There's not really any rentals around here. There's not like HSS like there is in the UK. Might be something worth looking into. I'll ask Ishmael about what he thinks. But yeah, and yeah, there's the fact that I'd love to build little cabanas on the water here, because just away from the mangroves, so they don't damage the mangroves, away from the reef, so you don't do any damage to the reefs. 2 reefs out there. And build a couple more cabanas on the island, and just have it so people can stay here in relative comfort, not just in the house, but in little cabanas, and learn about living off grid and stuff. But that's something that is going to require a lot of investment, and someone who's really interested in getting this going as a going concern. All I want to do at the moment really is get this place up and running, so that people can stay in the house. Ishmael and his wife can look after them. Ishmael and Domelina, can look after them, and they'll pay like $100 for the night, the whole island, which is pretty good. There's 2 of you, it's only $50 each. There's 4 of you, it's only $25 each, which is way cheaper than a dorm bed in town at the moment. But yeah, I just want to have a way of making the island sustainable economically sustainable for Ishmael and his family, so they can live here, they can have a decent income coming in. And yeah, I don't want the island to cost me money. That's all I want. You know, I'm not expecting to make Brewsters out of this place because, you know, I've seen it. But at the same time, I would like it to be a going concern and make it so this can be, you know, a livelihood for Ishmael. Because what I love about these guys, you know, Ishmael, his brother Leo, and all of them, they all just work within the community. So when I need some wood, it's Ishmael's cousin who's getting it. When I need some soil, it's coming from his dad's farm. When we need food, it's coming from his dad's farm. He knows people to like borrow the boats off, and they're all indigenous. It's all the local people. It's not, you're not giving money to some random American millionaire who just wants to, you know, set up some concrete abomination in town or something. You actually, any money that you spend here and the money that, you know, a lot of the money that people have given very kindly, the donations has gone to the local community here, has gone to the indigenous people who have lived here since before Columbus arguably messed everything up. I don't want to see, I can't breathe outside here. Oh shit, man. I think it's getting a bit horrible in the UK at the moment, but I'm hoping this is the beginning of the end of this current Tory administration. I mean, to have all these newspapers turn on them, but we need to do more. We need to do more. We all need to do more. Baby, that's it then. Any organ you can spare, you can flog to the rich and famous. You should be okay with one lung and kidney. Indeed, indeed. Yeah, John Darwin, the fake death guy. Yeah, he faked his own death. Bizarrely, living in Panama. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap things up soon because I know that people are on games night tonight on Discord. I will join you over there pretty soon, I think. But is it coming up to 6? Yeah, it's a couple of minutes to 6 o'clock. So if Cash Dummy or Lee, Corn, or Glasgow Kiss are watching, could you possibly give the link to the Discord server? I guess we're going over to the Rejoin EU Discord server tonight because it's games night. So if someone could give me a link to that in the chat, I would be immensely grateful. And I'll see you over there in a bit. I'm just going to have a quick chat with my partner, Catherine. Yeah, less than 2 weeks left, guys. This is it, man. You know, what, 11 days? Gotta start heading home. Heading home is going to be a 3-day journey. I'm leaving on the Wednesday. Leaving Focus on the Wednesday. Going to stay in Puerto Viejo on the Wednesday night. And then Thursday, I'll be traveling to San Jose, the capital of Costa Rica. And then I'll be getting on the plane around 8 o'clock. And flying up and away via, I think we're going via Amsterdam now. Maybe I'm still going via Paris. I'm not sure. One of them. And then I'll be landing in Manchester on the Friday, 3-day journey. Just got on Wikipedia. Forgot that John Darwin, fake death man, is from Hartlepool. Makes sense now. Yeah, monkey hangers. What can I say? Duke Vengeance, get me within range of him, Graham. I couldn't possibly miss the fat kid. Keep the spirit high, Graham, Jinja Island Hughes. Thanks very much, man. Look, I really appreciate all of the comments and just all of the community that we've built here. Has been phenomenal, and the support that that we got. You know, Marcus, myself, Pickle the dog. He was just chilling out over here. He's just chilling. I'll put some links on the Jinja Island Discord ideas channel. Yeah, that'll be a good. Yeah, definitely do that. At the moment, I just want to link to the to the Rejoin EU. So someone go over there now if you can, and just say to Glasgow Kiss, "Oi, get over onto the Parley, and drop a link in so people can join in." Because I'm not sure that everyone has the code. I think most people have, but not everyone. And I don't want to be exclusive. If someone has just put the code in, I can't see. Someone needs to pump it up. I can't see the bottom of the screen. I think ever works properly. But this light up here. That is our ignite. That's going to just stay on, an eternal flame, all night and all day, from henceforth, lighting the way in the night, the way in. Ideas and feedback. Yeah, thanks, Nico. Yeah, that'd be cool, man. That'd be cool. Okay, Glasgow has put the Discord chat on. Okay, this is going to take you over to the rejoin EU Discord server. So I'll meet you over there in a little bit. I'll probably be there about half an hour or so. I'm going to sit here and enjoy the sunset. Lovely breeze. Why didn't they build the house here? Seriously, man. Why didn't they build the house here? But yeah. So let me know. Let me know on the Discord how things are going after the games and everything are all completed. And if I don't see you there, I'll see you tomorrow for more Jinja Vision. Got more to do. Got some pipes to glue together. I'm going to go back to the house in a bit and I'm going to start tidying up. I want the house spick and span for tomorrow. Hang on, Graham. GK is going to put a link up. He just did. Magnificent. The magnificent man himself, Glasgow Kiss. So everyone, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting this channel. Thanks for supporting this project. It's all been a bit mad, but we're getting there. We're getting there in the end. The walkway is literally coming together. So thank you. And together we'll get rid of these Tories one day. One day, mate. One day.